Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Illinois Tech's Parents Meet. I request all the speakers today to kindly keep yourself in mute right now, and then once we start interacting, we can actually switch on our microphones. Thank you so much. And welcome to all the parents who are present here. It's going to be a very informative session, and we have parents just like you all with us who are here to give us the sense of direction. This parents meet is very unique and very close to all of us. And while we wait for other parents to join, I'm going to play a small video for all of you. If you are able to hear the audio and the video, please type yes in the chat window. That will help me know that your audio and video are clear. Thank you.
In 3 minutes and 23 seconds, I'm going to ask you a question. For your reflection, a question about IIT and our next direction. But first, to highlight our progression from yesterday's past to today's present, a recollection. In the 1930s, Marvin Kammerer started recording music onto magnetic tape. Miles upon miles of ideas and emotions captured. Miles, Thelonious, Coltrane, and Duke captured. Rapping real sounds from reel to reel, Marvin laid a foundation for the future of music, taking it out of the studios, taking it off the stage, and taking it on a walk. Man. In Marty Cooper's cell phone, to carry in your hand, untethered from line on land, take a second and imagine life beforehand. Or Nobel Prize winning Susan Solomon, whose commitment to climate change has helped rearrange our situation and reduced ozone depletion. Not to mention countless other grads from IIT who would pioneer the first Pentium processor, become chief scientist at Twitter, repurpose buses to bring mobile grocery stores to food deserts, and privatize the delivery of supplies to the International Space Station. So when I say we stand on the shoulders of giants, that might sound cliche, but these honorifics we just replayed paint a picture of how prolific and influential these specific giants are to us today. But it is my firm belief that our greatest successes do not lie in the past, like nostalgic trophies that as time progresses will soon be surpassed. No. Right now, the women and men who grace these halls with their presence, the pioneers of the present, are blazing trails of innovation the world has not seen yet. Like students helping to design a waste-free facility that grows vegetables hydroponically but also makes tea, has a brewery, and feeds fish symbiotically. Or a professor like Laurie Andrews, fighting to protect your online privacy, your digital dignity, making part of her life's work securing your social network. And IIT minds are building better battery packs that will quickly charge electric cars without a negative impact, taking last century's science fiction and making it our everyday reality. Because this collaborative environment fosters creativity and wonderment, exposing the sharpest minds to the broadest context. We see a future that is brighter but cleaner, more powerful yet smaller, and our role in this future will be greater and wider. But this type of progress, this forward motion sustained, requires fuel, heart, and perspiration to be maintained. And it's our friends and graduates, our great cloud of witnesses, who will give lift to our ambitions and share in the triumphs of each and every successful mission. So here's the question. With the richness of our legacy, our heritage of ingenuity, and the momentum we hold presently, it's time to ask you earnestly.
Well, that's the glimpse of where your children are going to be for the next few years in their life. And as the video says, our role in the future of our children will be greater and wider. Presently, our children are going to give a lift to our ambitions. And that's the purpose of conducting the parents' meet here. And with the momentum that we hold presently, like the video asks you, together, what can we do will be the next step forward. And let me, without much ado, let me start off with the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact picture of Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. We are a private university, and we prepare people for professions that require technological sophistication, innovative mindset, and entrepreneurial spirit. Illinois Tech stands at the crossroad of exploration and innovation, advancing Chicago and the world. Every day, in the living lab of the city, Illinois Tech fuels breakthroughs that change lives. Illinois Tech is an engine of opportunity, providing the best return on investment for the students and the parents, and best among the entire country of United States. We are committed to an inclusive environment on our campus, and Illinois Institute of Technology does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, gender, sexual orientation, national and ethnic origin in administration of its educational policies, admission policies, scholarship and loan programs, and athletic and other school administered programs. Having said that, I once again welcome all the parents who are present here for this parents meetup. We also have our speakers waiting for us here. Let me quickly introduce our speakers today. We have Captain Raktim Roy, and I have the privilege of welcoming Captain Roy here. He's the father of Lavanya Roy, Illinois Institute of Technology student pursuing 4 years undergrad program in computer science. He's a master mariner working as a deep sea captain in merchant shipping for the last 30 years. His family comprises of 5 people, himself, his wife, a homemaker, Lavanya, who is at Illinois Tech now, a 12th grade younger son, and a Cocker Spaniel dog. I also would like to welcome Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan. She is from Mumbai. She's the mother of Neeraj Iyer, who graduated in 2019 with a master's degree in information technology and management from Illinois Tech. She's a teacher by profession and has retired as a headmistress of an institution. She is now dedicated her entire time for her family in Mumbai. I also have as another speaker with us, Mr. Uday Vaidya, and I also welcome Mr. Vaidya to this webinar today. He has served in Merchant Navy for the best part of his career, been to many foreign lands that were unfamiliar territories. He says Chicago was the destination for his son's master's, since it has been the hub for logistics and other supply chain operations since time immemorial. He also says his son has done very well, not only due to the excellent mentorship and other alumni who guided him and were always available for his assistance, but also the stay in campus was very helpful, as there are all-round staff and other facilities available to all residents. Thank you so much for being here and agreeing to speak to other parents. I'm sure the parents here are eagerly waiting to listen to what your experiences are and what your journeys have been. And most importantly, we've already received a lot of questions from many parents here. And we would like to ask those questions to you, and I'm sure you will answer to the best of your ability. And not just that, your answers will provide a kind of guidance to all these parents who are present here, who are just starting the journey, and you've you've gone through that path, so you know better. A little bit more about the current scenario. Before that, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm sorry I could not do that, but my name is Sri Kumar. I represent Illinois Institute of Technology in the capacity of Director for India Operations. That's my email ID. All parents, whenever you want to reach from today till the time your son or daughter graduates, please feel free to reach me on india@iit.edu. I'll be happy to help you in whatever way that I can. So let us quickly understand, for the benefit of all the viewers who are here, what are we going to discuss today? So we already received a good number of questions from many parents who have sent us on my email ID questions that they wanted to ask other parents. So what we decided to do is we have decided to keep them in different topics, like preparation and general questions, questions on safety in a foreign land, that is United States of America, what next on obtaining a visa, and what to do while on journey. And upon landing in the United States, there are many questions on that too, and questions on accommodation and living in Chicago, and what kind of support was given from the university is also part of the discussion. United States and its candid approach to welcome international students is one particular cause of concern for many people, because for the last few years, American education hasn't always been easy to obtain. The United States became less open to foreigners during previous administration. When I say previous administration, I refer to the earlier government of Donald Trump. But now the things have changed. There's a lot of good news for parents and students. Visa restrictions were tightened in that administration, and earlier administration, international students in some cases had reported feeling of being less welcome in the United States. But now the situations have completely changed. International students, especially the Indian students, are more than welcome in the United States. There are a lot of initiatives taken by the government of United States to welcome international students. Not just that, the U.S. consulates in India have been proactively working towards completing the visa appointments that were behind schedule due to the COVID pandemic. For the parents, you might always be wondering as to what exactly was the visa interview about. It's a very simple process. The United States Embassy is in Delhi, and there are there are 4 other consulates: Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata. That's where your son or daughter would have been or will go for an interview. The first day would be biometrics, which on that day there's just the passport taken. There's a sticker attached to the passport. The fingerprints of your child are taken, and a photograph is taken, and he's sent back. No questions asked. On the second day of the interview will be the actual questions. The student has to appear in front of a visa officer and try and explain to them why the student needs to go to United States for study. That's all is the process, and then the student obtains visa. As I said in my earlier slide, we have divided the questions into various parts, and the first one is the initial preparation. We have certain suggestions from Illinois Tech, even though they are not mandatory. It's completely at your discretion whether you want to take those suggestions or leave them as they are. But we just want to make sure that all our students and all our parents are informed audience even before their children land in our global campus in Chicago. So our first suggestion is make sure your child carries all documents, a valid passport and a visa. This is very preliminary, very elementary, but then it is a must. Many of the students and the parents might be wondering about the tuition fee. Tuition and fees is due to Illinois Tech on the 10th day of the commencement of classes. August 23rd, the classes begin on campus in Chicago. 10 days after that is what the student is supposed to make a tuition and the other fees payments to us. Do not make your student homesick. This is one very vital, very important thing I will tell, especially I will tell the mothers. I can see Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan already smiling on this. But I would like to tell all the mothers who are present here, please do not make your child homesick. Do not tell them, if you are in India, I would have served you lunch right now. No, encourage them, make them chase their dreams, make sure that their dreams are achieved responsibly. That's our message to all the parents who are present here. And there have been questions on these topics. And my first question will be to Captain Roy. Captain Roy, we received a question which says, when was the ideal time that you asked your daughter Lavanya to start planning for an education abroad?
Yeah, thanks, Shri, and hi everybody. Good. I like the question, and I must tell that I never told my daughter to prepare.
Fantastic!
It is. She has been preparing it for when she was in class 9th or something. And actually, historically, I was staying in Dubai for about 3 years. And when I came back from Dubai, she was a little bit depressed, and she never wanted to come back and do her studies and all that thing. So she was focused from class 9th that she would like to go out for studies and everything, and I never stopped her, and I encouraged that dream from the day she wanted to go out actually. And all this college board, what do you call that, logging in, making her portal, getting all the transcripts, getting all the certificates, going for the SAT examination. I just used my credit card on her, and she was doing off her own. Believe me, I was not the towing force here. She was towing the whole thing, and I was just assisting her to go forward.
I'm sure most of the parents will relate to you here, because I think essentially what we want all the parents also to be more informed about the college, but everything. But initially, yes, I understand your situation. Most of the parents become paymasters, but the students generally tend to take their decisions and reveal the decisions to you. But how did you make things easy to her when she wanted to study abroad?
The easy, as you said it all. I mean, I was just helping out her with the finances. That is one thing. Second thing, she on the last stage, basically on 12th class, when she was on the final stages of 12th class, she was very much focused on going to NYU and other. There are a few other universities, and she was a little bit demoralized because it didn't happen in NYU. That was the first one. Second thing, she got it in Case Western, I remember. But then Case Western, I was not supportive because it is more of a medical college, and it is focused on medicines and other thing. I told her one thing, that if she wants to go for a computer science or a technological studies, better she look for a technological college.
Absolutely.
So when this came in, I said, yes, this is what you wanted, and this is what you get. And she got a good what do you call that, scholarship on this. So that was within my budget and everything. So it was just a decision taken overnight, saying, okay, you are going here. That's it. Yeah.
Fantastic. And also, just to let the viewers know, Illinois Tech offers the best return on investment in the state of Illinois for the students and the parents, and that's a wonderful news for any parent who's looking at return on investment for their child. My next question is to Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan. How did you support the tuition and living costs of Neeraj abroad? And how did you ensure financial safety of your child?
Hi, everyone. I'm just very, very happy to share my experience here. Actually, we have done with taking loan, bank loan only. Okay, so that was fully covered through a bank loan. We have done it, and timely it has been given. But you have to, for that, you have to struggle a lot actually. For taking a bank loan is not
Absolutely.
very easy, and yeah, the bank people actually give us a lot of trouble to take a loan and all that. But still, we managed to get, and we have done that. So we done with the bank loan only. It is
Fantastic.
very, yeah.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, most of the parents are also resorting to bank loans. A study reveals that in United States, most of the students who enter United States as international students are supported by education loan from one of the bankers in their country. However, my advice to other parents who are present here would be that let the loan be on the student's name. All the parents, I'm sure you are financially well off, but at a stage where you are today, I would seriously urge you to keep the loan on your child's name and make him or her responsible for paying it off after the completion of their program at Illinois Tech. That's again a suggestion. I'm not legally bound to comment on that, but that's one advice that I can say. Thank
Here
you,
I
ma'am.
want to tell
That's
you
very
something.
true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, what you are saying is very, very correct. The bank loan with the student name is very, very good because they get a lot of responsibility with that. So they know what exactly they have to do. So we need not bother. Everything will be taken care, and they become so matured after that. Actually.
Absolutely.
So this is my
Captain Roy, you were saying something.
Yeah, she said all actually. The bank loan, putting it on the son or a daughter, they should feel responsible. They should not feel that okay, fine, my dad is paying for me, and then I can do whatever it is. I tell my daughter every time that I have paid it, but it is your responsibility to pay me back or whatever it is, the payout and all that thing.
Absolutely
I
right.
mean, this is a very good point you have pointed out, and Madam also said the same thing basically. Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
And my another question, Mr. Uday Vaidya, this is for you. What are the resources that were available for parents and parents of students who are studying abroad?
Basically, the first one is the bank loan, which all we will look for. Hi, everybody. I am Uday. So, I was fortunate to have my own funds, so which helped in getting a loan of a lower interest rate. But that did not stop me from saying to my son that, see, this is just a loan. I am giving it to you, personal loan. And in the days coming by, you'll have to repay, as the other parents have told me.
So the onus is on Tarang to pay you back.
Definitely, this is actually gives them a sense of responsibility. Of course, at that age, more or less, they are quite, all our children are quite responsible, and from the sanskar we got from our parents. But this was additional. It was from my side. Let's see. This is there is an investment on your. What I would like to tell all the parents now is, don't consider it as a loan. Consider as an investment in a child's future, which will pay back very high dividends, not just monetarily, but in their future life to come.
Absolutely, it's a valid point. You know, it's an investment in your child's future. That's the way we should look at it. And a very nice point made by all the three speakers here. Let me move to another slide here. There are quite a few concerns about safety in a foreign land. I'm sure most of your sons and daughters are traveling abroad for the first time. There may be a few parents whose children have already traveled abroad. But we have suggestions from Illinois Tech, just like the earlier slide. And the picture here is one of my favorites, I can say, because when I was on campus, I'm almost there 3 times a year on campus. So I get an opportunity to meet a lot of Indian students. However, this pandemic, when it began, from then till now, I've not been to the campus. But this picture is of 15th August of 2019, where for the first time we celebrated August 15th on our campus, got the flag, but we did not know how to actually hoist the flag because we did not have a pole. But then we chose the tallest of the group, and we said, "You guys now become the poles and just hang on with the Indian flag." And a lot of students here, I can see Tarang on my left hand side in a purple shirt. A lot of students that I can still recognize. We also have the president of Indian Students Association on my right in the picture. And it was a wonderful feeling. So just to let you know, safety of a student, an international student, is a point of utmost concern to all the parents, especially. However, let me tell you what we do on Illinois Tech. We have a Department of Public Safety. The Department of Public Safety essentially is there to look after the students, faculty, and everybody, and make sure that they are safe. Until very recently, what we used to do is at every corner of the campus, at every crossroad of the campus, we have buzzers and telephones that are present, and hitting the buzzer in case of an emergency. There is a vehicle that comes in, and we ensure that the officers at the Department of Public Safety make sure that the student reaches his destination or his house. However, owing to the current pandemic situation and the public health protocols, our vehicle capacity limits and the post-ride disinfectant requirements have forced our university to actually discontinue the operation. And what we are doing right now, nevertheless, we will not bring a car and drop you as we were doing it earlier. But our Department of Public Safety currently provides walking escorts. So there will be somebody, if not in 30 seconds, there might be somebody in about a minute or so to walk you around the campus or any other location on campus. This happens 24/7 all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a number that you might want to know. This is the number of our public safety department. Let me orally talk it out also. It is 312-808-6310. Please make a note of that. And I'm also going to push a few, three different PDFs for you. One is a campus guide. Please take a printout and hand it over to your son or daughter. They will know the campus in a better fashion. And I'm also sharing you a campus emergency guide where the student will be able to know where the nearest buzzer is. That's the campus emergency guide. And the campus emergency phones also are shared to you here. Please download these 3 files. You might want to take a printout and give it to your son or daughter while they are moving to Chicago. Let's move to the next topic. And the next topic is, what are the next steps on obtaining a visa? Our suggestion to all the parents who are present here is, make sure your child checks the details on the visa. The visa, the name on the visa, the school name, that is Illinois Institute of Technology, and now newly the NIE exemption is also mentioned on your visa. National Interest Exemption, NIE, that allows Indian students to move to United States to pursue their studies. That permission is also mentioned on the visa right now. So the students have to check if their name on the visa is correct as per the passport records, the name of the institution, and also the other details like the duration of the visa. But one thing to let you know, the duration of the visa may not be the same for every student. It might vary. The other thing that you can do is, I am seeing most of the parents whose children are already having their visas. Just to let you know, your child can arrive 30 days before the commencement of classes or 30 days after the commencement of the classes. In the case of 30 days after the commencement of classes, you need to take a late arrival letter from our international center at the NTCC. Make sure your child, if he's arriving late on campus, he takes a late arrival letter from us. And during the welcome week, there will be a representative from the bank and the cellular service providers. So you don't have to worry how your son or daughter will figure out to open an account in the bank. It is generally PNC Bank with which Illinois Tech banks with. The bank officials are there generally on the basis of the ID card which is issued by Illinois Tech and the passport. The zero balance account is opened for your son or daughter. Also, we have the cellular service providers, the mobile SIM card service providers who will be there, who will be giving them the SIM cards also. So just don't worry about getting in touch with your student. Also, encourage your child to follow COVID protocols while in India and also on reaching Chicago. While in India is most important. Let them not go for a big party or throw a party with friends right now in this moment where we need to follow social distancing. Please make sure that your sons and daughters do not mingle with others. Let them isolate themselves, be there for a few days with you before they actually spend a long time without you on our campus in Chicago. So our questions on obtaining visa also, we received good number of questions. Mr. Vaidya, this question is for you. Did you worry about getting a visa for your son?
No, not at all, because we had done some research on this, and basically what they want you to see it, what is your exact, why do you want to study in the United States? What I would recommend to all parents is, please listen to the visa officer and do not give any information which is not required. Be very strict in controlling your answer, because they do not have a lot of time before they decide on your son's visa or a daughter's visa. So my recommendation is, be very truthful, do not hide anything. At the same time, cut it short so that he can get you the visa and also accommodate the other persons behind you.
Absolutely.
So, please just tell your son or daughter to be very confident when answering any question. There should not be any ambiguity or any afterthought in her or his mind. So absolutely. Confidence is most important.
Correct. And also a very valid point that you've raised. Confidence is very important. And please, for all the students and the parents who think it's a very, very question answer session, is going to be interrogative. No, the visa officers in all the consulates are trained professionals. They are very polite. They just want to see if you will be a burden or a potential immigrant to their country or not. The onus is on you to prove that you're not a potential immigrant. You're going to return back to your home country after the completion of your undergraduation or master's, is just what they want to know. And how you're going to fund your education is one important question that may come up. My next question is to Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan. Ma'am, you already told us that you have taken an education loan to support Neeraj in his master's. But how did you manage currency for your son? Was it through a travel card, or did you give him some cash? I know it's a private question.
No. We managed with a travel card, actually. Initially, we have given the travel card, and later on with the thing, they were managed with those card only.
Excellent. I think my suggestion to all the parents is, in case you want to give them cash too, not more than $8,000 are permitted. I know many parents would be very, very rich, but do not give them that kind of money. My suggestion to you, all of you, please do not give them cash, heavy cash. It's risky for your own child. Do not do that.
And more than that, the card is better for them.
Absolutely.
For the safety also.
Yes. In today's modern times, you have multi-currency forex cards, which will give you, supposing your child is going from Mumbai to Abu Dhabi and Abu Dhabi to Chicago. Nowadays, anyway, there's travel restriction on that sector. But if he's traveling to Europe or UAE or any other part of the world and then going to Chicago also, a multi-currency foreign exchange card will come handy. They might want to buy a coffee or a burger that they can easily do, because a multi-currency forex card will allow the student to swipe it in the local currency. So that's one.
What I would say is, in this case, please do not use your card, because the card carries a lot of overheads. Best is carry some loose change with you, a few dollars, a few currencies.
Yes.
Just do not use a card unless absolutely necessary.
Yes, very valid point. And just to add to this, do not encourage your son or daughter to withdraw from the card. They can swipe the card while they're in the United States, but withdrawing cash from an ATM might prove to be costlier in multi-currency forex cards. That's one major point that I wanted to highlight here. And my question to Captain Roy, which airlines did you put Lavanya on, and did the airlines you choose serve your needs?
Oh yes, of course I accompanied her when she went for the first time. It was Etihad Airways. The reason being just to have a visa clearances in Abu Dhabi Airport, and Abu Dhabi Airport was known to me in the past also.
Fantastic.
So I took that. That was one of the reasons. The second reason was it was reasonable than the European airlines, of course.
Yeah.
And and it was very easy. It was a very easy walkthrough in the Abu Dhabi airport, because the moment the plane departs Abu Dhabi airport, you are stamped with a US entry visa.
Absolutely.
So the plane lands in a local, your domestic terminal in Chicago, and you can just walk out. I mean, there is no hassle of any immigration and other things.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
So that was very easy, and Etihad used to do that. I don't know about now what is happening.
Now until the July 30th, I think we have a restriction. So Etihad can take you from Mumbai to Abu Dhabi, but from Abu Dhabi to Chicago is not permitted.
Okay.
So there is a travel restriction. So my suggestion is, it's a very valid point given by Captain Roy. In case tomorrow the situation eases up, or you parents tomorrow when the pandemic situation is over and we all come out safely, tomorrow you might want to travel to Chicago. And if you are wanting to avoid the hassles of Department of Immigration and Customs, which comes under the Homeland Security at United States in Chicago O'Hare Airport, I would suggest you can actually fly the Abu Dhabi sector, Mumbai, Abu Dhabi to Chicago. That's the best, because the Abu Dhabi airport has the US Immigration and Customs, and your immigration is done there itself, and you directly proceed to the baggage counter in O'Hare International Airport in Chicago.
Yeah.
I had the same experience with my son. He flew from Abu Dhabi to Chicago, and when you clear your customs and immigration at Abu Dhabi, there is a lot less line compared to what we normally have in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Because remember, you have to remember one thing here is that when you go to Chicago directly, there are children from other colleges also who are passing through the same checkpoint. So there is an inevitable delay. So in order to get rid of the delay and give some stressless help to your child, you have to go through
more than that.
So best is if you go via Abu Dhabi,
Absolutely.
your son or daughter will sail through the immigration and customs formalities.
Right. We have a question here in the chat from Kurchat Devan. I have one question on NIE. I just heard that the US F1 visa will have NIE mentioned while checking his visa. I see there is no mention on NIE. Would this be an issue? No, Mr. Devan, it will not be an issue at all. Do not worry. The customs knows that NIE exception is there. I'm talking about the most recent developments which have happened in the last couple of weeks, where the visas are carrying NIE mention. So do not worry if he has not got an NIE also. Nothing to worry at all. Don't worry about it. All right. One open question to all of you is, while your sons and daughters were traveling abroad, did you try to network with other parents, and how did you find that experience? And how did you actually get in touch with parents? Any one of you can answer, or all of you can answer this too.
Yeah.
Okay. I did networking with one Mr. Rishi Shah. The name of the student was Rishi Shah, and then his father was there from Thane. So I interacted with him before we flew to Chicago. But then it was a general chat I had with him, rather than because frankly speaking, I didn't wanted much detail, which I got most of the things from Shri and other people before she was going over there. But I met Mr. Shah again in Chicago over there. So it is okay to interact, but don't get confused so much with more information. That is one of my point. I mean, if you talk to 100 people, you'll get 100 opinions. So restrict yourself to what the college is saying. Restrict yourself to what Mr. Sri Kumar is guiding you. Restrict yourself. It is all written down. It is very straightforward. I mean, yes, you can discuss with the people, but then you should not get confused. At the end of the day, I mean, with a lot of extra information also.
Yeah, I would like to second that opinion. That once your child has taken admission in IIT, please don't worry about him. Mr. Sri Kumar, we are fortunate enough in Mumbai to have his office nearby. Even then, he's there to help you 24/7. So once you have handed your child to IIT, I think all your troubles will be over.
Yeah.
I think same here. Actually, I want to tell you, we had a parents meeting before like this. We had a meeting twice. In that, we all parents, with Mr. Sri Kumar, and we all had a discussions, and it was all points were cleared. Okay, and in that time we met so many parents also. Same way how we have the worries and everything, those parents were also having the same, and so we were discussing on all those. So in that way, we just got into some parents, and we started getting their contacts, and later on we just had a chat with them, and somehow or other they only became a roommates for my son also. So in that way, and even now also we have the same group.
Okay, I think Sri Kumar has left. Let him join back.
Last.
What I would like to say on behalf of all three of us to all parents is, first of all, don't worry about your child. He's very safe and sound in the United States. Please don't go after the Hollywood movies and what all they show. That is not the truth. And always have trust in IIT. Mr. Sri Kumar is there 24/7. There are people to help your child all the time when they are in the university and also in the campus. And overall, we all wish all your children a very good time in IIT and also a great future.
Yeah, I just want to add also, I was there for a week with my daughter. It was basically 3 to 4 days. It was not a week, but I was there for those orientation program when she went for the first time. And I found the faculties, I found the dean, I found the provost, and everybody was so cooperative and so nice to talk to us. They came all the way. I mean, you don't have to go to them to ask questions. They will come to you and really interact with you, basically. So it was a very friendly atmosphere over there when I did my Lavanya did the orientation, and I was just following her, and especially the cafeteria, the food, the living area, the hostel, the library. It was so easy. I mean, she was having a problem with the SIM card. She put the SIM card, but then it was not. The moment she landed in Chicago, it worked, but then Wi-Fi was not catching. And the kids get impatient.
They get very panicky when there's no internet, actually.
So she went to the library, and then library they did something, and it was done. So I said, how? I mean, you have been getting trouble for last 2 days flying out, and this. I mean, how they did it? That they're genius. So they did it anyway. So the
that's what I want to tell.
Important.
In this one, that's what I want to tell you also. Everybody there, all the faculties, everybody, they are very, very friendly.
Yes.
Okay, they know that this students have come very far, and they they are away from the parents, everything they understand. So accordingly, they are very, very homely and they take care. So nothing to worry for that. And our children also, like, they are very, once with us only, they are, once they go out, they become very smart.
I will second that. That is absolutely correct.
Absolutely right. And I think the university is also right, like how Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan has said. There's everything accessible there. The students, like how Captain Roy was saying, for any technical difficulties, the students can go to library, and we have Office of Technological Services there. They will provide a solution for it. For the students, the Wi-Fi across the campus is always there, so they are accessible on the Wi-Fi network too. And let's quickly move to the next point, and things to do while on journey is what is the next topic. And again, Illinois Tech has some suggestions for you, and make sure your child carries all documents and a valid passport. That's very important. Know the baggage allowance of the airline for your child while he or she is flying. So you must know what kind of baggage is permitted. Most of the airlines will give you a student baggage extra. So it can be 1 or 2 baggages. It depends on airline to airline. You can also carry cash of not more than $100 while traveling. That's our suggestion, but discretion is completely up to you. Carry more in multi-currency Forex cards. Nowadays, in the current fluid situation, negative RT-PCR test is mandatory. And make sure you get it done 72 hours before, within 72 hours before the flight departs. So they say within 72 hours. Ideally, I would say within 48 hours is what is important. Please make sure you have a negative RT-PCR test. Here again, I'd like to push 2 very important documents. One is the Government of India guidelines for the travelers. That's just what I shared with you. Please download that, go through that copy, and it's very, very important. And in the current scenario, the CDC, Center for Disease Control in the United States, has a requirement also. I'm sharing that requirement PDF also with all of you. Please make sure you download that as well. In case there are minors, unfortunately, parents cannot accompany minors right now. That is the same situation in which I am, because currently my daughter, who is 17 years old, she is going for a bachelor's degree program at Illinois Institute of Technology. But unfortunately, even though I used to travel 3 times a year, I cannot travel right now with her. But the CDC guidelines will come handy. Anybody whose child is less than 17 years or not more than 18 years, you are authorized to sign that particular document and give it. Please go through that document as also. And questions here are also very interesting. My first question would be to Mrs. Rajgopalan. When did your child call you after his whether after he's gone to Chicago or while he was in transit? Was it after he reached United States or at an intermediary airport?
No, in the intermediate airport, actually, he messaged actually.
Okay.
You could message saying that he is in so much place and he'll be waiting for all this and all. He just messaged. And once he reached Illinois, then only he called.
Oh, great.
After he came out with the baggage, everything.
For the benefit of all the parents, please understand, encourage your child to make use of the airport internet at any of the airports, be it the first port of entry or be it at any intermediary airports. Let them make use of the free Wi-Fi that's available to call you and let you know that they have reached safely. My next question is to Mr. Vaidya. Did you give your child any extra cash while he was in transit? Was it in US currency or was it euros or dinars, dirhams or?
As he had transited via Abu Dhabi, we had given him a few dirhams and about $500 in US currency for his But I would not suggest to give more than that, because actually this is not required. Once you have your forex cards, this $500 is more than enough to take care of itself.
Absolutely. Captain Roy, did you track Lavanya's flight information?
Actually, I did, because I traveled with her. That is one thing. My wife was tracking it, of course. There is an app to do so, actually. If you put the flight number in Google, there's a flight tracker, and she knows she exactly knows where the plane is and how much altitude, what is the speed, what is the ETA, and all the thing is there.
Right.
So that's so easy nowadays with the apps and other thing. There's no app also. If you go to Google and put the flight number, it's all there in that.
Absolutely. There's something called
flight tracker.
Flight tracker.
The name of the app is Flight Stats.
Yeah, flight tracker. If I'm not
tracker.
Two different of this. Many other apps.
Yeah. So what you can do is put the flight number there, and you can actually see where your son or daughter is currently.
Exactly.
And that gives you an idea as to, okay, the flight is moving, the person is safe, and is going to reach at so and so time. That's a very, very crucial point. And it'll be very relaxing. Probably you will hit the bed when your son or daughter actually lands in Chicago. But any one of you can take this question. Narit, the biggest fear that you as a parent had that you want other parents to be mindful of? Yes, please, Captain Roy.
The biggest fear what I had was, of course, the violent atmosphere in US, which we have been hearing in news. Another thing, like the shooting around in the colleges, which is the biggest fear the parents have got. That I had, and I used to tell my daughter before she went that be careful and all that thing. But when I landed there in Chicago, when I especially went to the whole campus for first 2 days, I was completely comfortable looking at the atmosphere. Though this campus is an open campus, it's not a closed campus or something. But then the security department is so prompt. I was convinced that no, this place is safe enough.
Absolutely.
Unless others you go for a venture outside the campus, do something that is misadventure. We should tell our kids not to do a misadventure rather.
Yeah, misadventure is the right word, actually.
Yeah. Otherwise, the city is very safe to go. They can take a bus, go to the Navy Pier on a weekend or whatever it is. It is beautiful. There's no problem as such. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here we advise the children go with their friends, be with their friends.
Yeah.
Or not to go alone and all. So
Absolutely.
that they are they will not be lost, and they get together and they manage.
Absolutely.
So that is the best thing we have to go on and encourage them. Wherever they go and all, we just tell them with whom we are you with this boy or whatever, we just go on talk, because we are going to go on with WhatsApp always.
Right.
We are going to have and the child also says where we are going, how we are going, at what time is the lecture, everything they give updates.
Absolutely.
So accordingly, we will just, once they come home and all, have you reached home, just give a message saying that you are reached home. That's
Absolutely.
all. They reach home, they say. So that's enough for us.
Absolutely.
Let me add here, United States as a whole is a very safe country. Please don't go on negative reports or Hollywood film style, as I said before. If you go looking for trouble, you find it anywhere. So you cannot single out any single country for that. But overall, United States is and will always remain a safe country for everybody who is there, not just the citizens.
Absolutely. I completely agree with all the three of you, and how Mr. Roy said, when he personally saw the campus, he felt it's very safe. And like how Mrs. Rajgopalan has given a tip, always try and move out in groups, because any new place, if you are a newcomer there, you will automatically be identified. It happens in India also. If you are new to a place, people will very easily know that you are not from that place. In such a situation, go out in groups of friends, 2, 3, 4 people is always ideal. And like how Mr. Vaidya also said, it's very vital for our students to be responsible. That's more important. Let's move to the next topic, and that's what's next on landing in the United States. So our suggestion is that your child has to make sure that he or she goes to MTCC, McCormick Tribune Center. McCormick Tribune Center is bang on campus in the middle, and do the international check-in. It is very, very vital that your child does the international check-in. Students staying on the campus can move in from the 13th of August onwards. If there is a student who is wanting to reach early and occupy, then they need to take a permission from housing. They can write to housing@iit.edu. And my other suggestion would be to familiarize with other students and encourage networking is what you need to imbibe in your students' mind, because it's a very, very diverse community. We have students from over 100 countries of the world, and every state of United States we have a representation in our student body. It's a fantastic, diverse student body. Make sure you familiarize with the other students, and always move in groups, like how Mrs. Rajgopalan had said. And again, we stress, always keep about $20 in your pocket. That should be more than enough. Yes, Captain Roy, you wanted to say something.
Yeah. Once you land in United States, I think before that only Illinois Tech awards you a class or a SSV or a MSV wherever you are going, and they will give you a detail of the your roommate or a partner or something, and they get you connected. That's what happened with Lavanya.
Yes.
Within 6 months before that, she knew who is going to be the roommate and who is not. I mean, who is going to stay. So she was connected to them, and she started chatting with the girl. She was an American girl, of course, but then she started interacting with her. So that facility is provided by the college.
Okay.
So it becomes easy for you to know the person beforehand, before you start living with her or him, actually. Yeah?
Right. We have a question from Mr. George. Is there a pickup available from the airport? Mr. George, we used to have a pickup earlier. We used to have airport meet and greet programs, but the current laws have forced us to withdraw that. We will not be able to bring students in groups owing to the current CDC guidelines. The ideal way would be to approach a senior or write back to india@iit.edu. We will be happy to connect you with a senior who can offer a pickup for your child. Also, get in touch with the Indian Students Association. There is a new president-elect just about 2 days ago, and they will be able to help you by picking your child from the airport. Mrs. Pillai, she says, my all queries have been answered, except I wanted to know that my son is reaching on 21st of August. Will the university arrange pickup from the airport on weekend? Ma'am, we are not doing the pickup as of now, as I just told you. Mr. Suresh Pillai, my all questions have been... Okay, it's the same. All right. Having said that, let's quickly move to the next topic, which is... I'm sorry, did we speak about questions on this? No, we didn't. A lot of questions on airport meet and greet. Mr. Vaidya, how was Tarang's experience on airport meet and greet?
Fortunately for us, that meet and greet was very much there when he arrived, so we did not have a problem with that. They were all there to receive him, and when the group arrived, they were safely taken to the campus and settled.
Okay. There are many parents of the master students also here. So my question to Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan is, did you worry about food, especially a vegetarian food? And did your son Neeraj cook, or did he eat outside or on campus?
No, he had a thing. He had a vegetarian group students only, and they share each other, and then they started cooking, and whatever they want, they used to cook.
Oh, great!
And here now the YouTube is there, for them
Absolutely.
to help.
YouTube has become a mother, second mother for students. They will learn how to cook, and very easily they learn on that. Captain Roy, should students be vaccinated well before in a new destination for any kind of common diseases?
Yes, there is a vaccination form which was provided by Elena Tech, and she followed exactly what was written in there. There is a tuberculosis vaccination to be taken.
Yes,
and
quantiferon.
And then there are a list of others. So we did that in Mumbai and got those forms signed and stamped by the local doctor, and that is very important because that has to be shown in the very first stage when you check in. After you check in, you have to go to the pharmacy. You have to go to the
Student Health and Wellness Center.
Health center. You have to go and produce that and give your insurance number and everything, so that they register you, and that document is very important.
Yes.
And the original is maintained by her always in a file and other thing. Yeah.
So there are basic.
And apart from that, they have to carry all the whatever basic medicines they require according to other family doctors.
Very valid point, Mrs. Rajgopalan. While the students are carrying their prescribed medicines, make sure you have a prescription for that, just to avoid any kind of complications at the first port of entry. So there has to be a prescription to even a common drug. Please make sure you have a prescription for that. And let's move to the next topic on this, and that's accommodation and living in Chicago. All the three parents have been extremely experienced with respect to living in the United States because their children are already there. And what we want our parents to do is prepare your child to take up duties of the home while staying off the campus. All right, this is a message for all the students who are staying in Prairie Shores or Lake Meadows or Bridgeport, which are just walkable and just besides the campus. I want to let you know that you as a parent, encourage them. I know they are very precious to you. You have never given them any household activities or works, but while they are living together with other students in one apartment, there may be duties for them. So make sure you encourage. This is especially for parents whose children are living off the campus. Make sure you inculcate the habit of staying along with friends and taking up duties while they are living with them. And do not discourage your student from household chores. This is again very important. Do not say don't go for laundry or don't wash the dishes. They're all sharing the duties if they are staying in one apartment outside. And I'm sure all the parents would agree that you have to encourage them to engage with the Indian Students Association, which is a very strong body there. I am also the chief mentor for the Indian Students Association of Illinois Tech. So make sure either you reach to the president, secretary, or the treasurer, or even you can write back to me for any help right from now till the time your student actually graduates. So my first question again would be to Mr. Roy. What is the best way to remain in touch with Lavanya? What have you done?
The best way to remain in touch is WhatsApp nowadays. And the last 3 years we have been on WhatsApp, and the internet is so good in the facility in the college and in our house. So she's as good as in front of me every day.
Yeah,
so I just open the iPad and I can see her face smiling, and we're talking to each other. My wife spent in a day, she spent about 1 to 2 hours seeing her face and talking to her various things.
Fantastic.
So don't worry about the connectivity, which was not there when we were studying. I mean, that has really
absolutely
that has been taken care with the technology.
Because of this, even the children know they don't feel homesick.
Yes.
Absolutely. But again, while I'm repeating myself, especially for the mothers who are present here, do not make them homesick by saying, if you were here, you would have been given breakfast, maybe you are cooking all by yourself. No, they are living a life which will be very, very far better than what we can actually provide while they are with us.
They are living their dream.
Absolutely, they are living their dream. They're going to cherish these moments. So make sure they live their life, but let them do it responsibly by exercising the required caution. And so Mrs. Rajgopalan, this is for you.
Yeah.
So you have been a mother of a master's student. So which is better from a perspective of a master's student, to live on the campus or off the campus?
See, it's both the same actually. Only thing, no, they have to see the financial status, because on the campus it is little expensive, and outside the campus it's little less. So we have to calculate according to that and then stay. And doesn't matter. That's it. I asked Neeraj also, because you have to stay in the campus means for your all your work and all, it's very good. Then stay there. Then he said no, we can just come out and it's nothing and it's very safe. And as you said, all the this is there to safety measures are there to take care. So he was very comfortable and he had done it. So that's
Great.
not an issue. That's it. Only now and then we also, as a mother, as a parents here, we just sit here and at what time they go for class, at what time they come out of the class, and then once they reach home, just tell them to give a message saying that they reached. Otherwise, with that student is some other student friends are there. Just talk to them whether he has reached, whether is okay, all those things. Sometimes they go together, and most of the time they stay. Once they go, they stay in the library only there.
Absolutely.
And it's very comfortable there. Library is very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
They just go with the lunch or whatever they carry also. They cook, carry everything. They stay in the library, and then they at the end of the day they come home like that. Most of the time they don't stay home, because all the facilities are very good, it seems, in the library than at home.
Absolutely.
That's it. I got a message.
Absolutely. The library is state-of-the-art library. There are resting rooms where you, in case you're very tired, you can actually go and take a small break from your studies. And not just that, the Paul Galvin Library is having abundant amount of knowledge inside. A lot of books there, a lot of facilities for all the students who would like to be spending their time studying. So my next question would be to Mr. Vaidya. Should we send the student, or did you send Tarang with a complete set of medication?
Fortunately, we did. We sent all the basic medicines have to be taken, and make sure the prescription is signed and stamped by the doctor. And even if you go there and go to an OTC shop, it is not possible that on day one you might get anything there. So we did send a complete set of medicines with him to be used as required.
Okay. Now there's an open question. Any one of you can answer it. Should we guide our child about safety tips and home remedies for little things?
Normally, that is already done at our homes. Normally they don't have to be told additionally what is to be done. They have seen us around the house, so more or less our children do know what is to be done. Right. Well, even they need to give them a little brief up, because if you give them too much, they'll say, "What kind of lecturer? Why are you lecturing us?"
That happens with the millennials today.
Yeah. Let's just keep it short and sweet.
Absolutely. Anything that you would like to comment, Mrs. Rajgopalan or
Mr.
Rai?
As Mr. Rai said, the children, they know everything, because they are with the family day to day. They see all those things. Right. And we have not only Neeraj, I have other 2 children also. So we have 3 children, and they are grown up they know daily whatever things is happening. Absolutely. So they come to know whatever thing, and they will manage. Otherwise, also this is there. WhatsApp is there. They immediately give a call. Can I do this? Can I do that? They just ask. Then once they talk with us, they'll become all right also.
That's so nice. I think all the parents encourage a dialogue between you and your child. do not stop discussing vital things. Safety tips are important, medications are important. Of course, they've been living with you for so many years. They know how to take care of themselves, but give them that chance to explore also. Let them network, let them make friends, let them know safety by themselves. But being responsible is very, very important. Let them live their life. At the same time, realize that academic activities and social engagements have to be balanced in such a way that they come out in flying colors while they network with students from over 100 countries. Let's quickly move to the next topic. I think we've concluded all the topics, but so I think those were the questions that came in essentially. But let me quickly go through if there are any other questions in the chat. All right, Mr. Varghese Tharakan says, any suggestions from you parents of the banks that can provide loans with reasonable interest? Would you like
I
to
can
recommend?
tell the state. Yeah, State Bank, it's better comparatively.
Okay. Mr.
I
Pranav,
just compared with the other banks. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So there are different aspects to education loan. It can be a collateral loan. It can be a non-collateral loan. The terms and the interest rates will actually vary. However, Illinois Tech has a partnership, not a partnership, but an arrangement with ICICI Bank. Just in case you guys want to try out ICICI Bank, they are giving it at a reasonable rate of interest. Maybe you would like to try it out with ICICI also. And Mr. Pranav asks me, should my son carry all original or Xerox copy of the documents? Mr. Pranav, I think he has to carry all his originals when it comes to the transcripts and other certificates which are of legal importance. Everything in copy, let them make a set of copies and keep. Mr. Roy or Mr. Vaidya or Mrs. Uma, would you like to comment on this?
What I would like to say is
it's better.
What you can do is tell your children to keep one color copy of the document at home with us, but all originals should be with you at all times, because you will never know when you're asked for an original, and they will not accept any kind of copies. So it's in the interest of your children that all originals have to be carried at all times.
Yeah. Mrs. Naziz Banu asks, is there a requirement of vaccines other than COVID currently? Well, COVID vaccination is one thing that's mandatory, and that if your child is above 18. And the second one is there are three vaccines. MMR vaccine is one thing, and there are two others. And Illinois Institute of Technology's requirement is that you get a TB test done, quantiferon, and MMR, DPT, and one more thing I do not remember. These are the three vaccines that needs to be done, and Illinois Tech's requirement is a quantiferon test for tuberculosis.
Sorry, I would like to suggest to all parents that please visit your pediatrician. Since the time your child was small, they will be having a record, or you yourself will be having a record of charts of all the vaccinations taken from day one. So once you take the chart to him, he or she will be able to guide you more in this case.
Mr. Varghese also asks, my son has already been vaccinated. Does he still need an RT-PCR? Yes, Mr. Varghese, unfortunately, even after vaccination, there needs to be an RT-PCR done. Mr. Kurchiat Devan again asks, question on insurance, when and how they could get the same while they arrive in Chicago. Would any of you like to take it?
Yeah, insurance is actually you pay when you pay to Illinois Tech with your first semester payment. It is booked basically, and when you check into McCormick the day Tribune Center, you get an iCard. The moment you get that iCard, it is loaded with the insurance, so you don't need anything else. There is no insurance card or anything. I think she gets an insurance card in her phone or something, but it is all electronic. You don't have to worry about a paper or something. It does not come to you. It is an electronic one, and with a student ID card, it is loaded. I mean, it is covered. Yeah, so you go and stand in the clinic, you will be taken care of. So that's not an issue actually.
Yeah.
Your student will have a good briefing about all this during the orientation.
Yes.
How to do it and where to do it and when to do it and all that thing. So they will be guided very well by the seniors on that day of orientation actually. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another point to note is that even if your child has an insurance in India, it may not be valid overseas.
Yes.
So for that, Illinois Institute gives a very good system where they themselves insure your child. It is a very good thing to do.
Okay, the next question is elaborate on MTCC International Check-in. I would like to take that question before I present it to all the speakers here. Every student, once he lands in Chicago, needs to report at the International Center. The International Center is at MTCC building on our campus. And that's where the student needs to go. And that's where there are a set of formalities just to ensure and inform the government of United States that the student has landed here. There is something called SEVIS, Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, that gets activated, and your child is identified and monitored during his stay in the United States, where he's going, what he's doing, has he been on the campus, is he living outside campus. All details are monitored by SEVIS system. And we from the university side have to report the same thing to the government of United States. So for that, the international check-in is required. All the student needs to do is report at the International Center. Owing to COVID, right now the timings are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Chicago time. But in case your son or daughter is arriving anytime before or anytime after that, you can always write back to International Center on icenter@iit.edu. They will get back to you and let you know how to do a check-in online. Any of the parents would like to take this question?
Yeah, you said it all, Shri. I think, and it was a very easy method when she landed. I mean, I remember for Lavanya, they didn't allow me to go inside that center, but she went in. She showed her passport, and the student has to enter everything. They will not do it for you. So she has to fill in all the data, and the card comes out with a photograph. So that card is basically the key card for her to go into the room because she's staying in SSV. So that card was used for the room. The card was used for the library. This card was used for everything. That was the sort of an ID card, college ID card, right? And that was used for her insurances and everything. So that initial check-in was very important. It has to be done properly and it has to be done correctly. If there is an error, then I don't know what happens. But then because she was briefed like that when she reached over there.
Absolutely.
15-20 minutes to do it, and she was out after that 15 minutes, and then she could go into the room.
Absolutely.
Which was allotted to her actually. Yeah.
Right. And Mr. Balasaheb asks, are direct flights available from Mumbai to Chicago?
Yes. No.
Currently, no flights available from
New York. New York is the direct flight. I think Delta has got, United has got, sorry.
United has got it.
Yeah, and from New York, you have to take a connecting flight. The best way to reach Chicago is there is a direct flight from Delhi, Air India, which is direct flight from Indira Gandhi International Airport to Chicago.
Right.
But then again, you have to take a flight from here to Delhi.
Yeah.
There are advantages and disadvantages. I mean, if you ask me, because I have been flying throughout my life, a flight of 15-20 hours continuously is painful. It is better to take a break in Europe or Abu Dhabi or Dubai or Frankfurt, Paris, Amsterdam, wherever it is in between, it makes the journey easier.
Absolutely.
That 4-5 hours of the break, what they get out of the plane, have a coffee, relax, read some books, see some movies, and they take the next flight. It makes a big difference, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think those were the questions. But parents, I'd like to conclude by saying that our mission at Illinois Tech is to provide distinctive and relevant education in an environment that is scientific, technological, and professional knowledge creation and innovation. So we are a private university. So the advantage that you get is your child will get market-centric curriculum that's up to date. We are a not-for-profit university, so we don't run behind money. We run on donations from alumni and other industry members. We are a research university, so we teach the latest that the market wants, and we are a tech-focused university, so being highly employable soon after the student graduates is our prime focus. The life in Chicago is very, very bubbly. There's Chicago basically is a go anywhere, do anything type of a city, and it'll always welcome you to define your own experience. The people there, the community is very, very friendly. Midwestern nice sums up to the vibe of Chicago. It's also a thriving tech ecosystem where the giants like Google, Grubhub, or Boeing, Orbitz have their head offices. Some of them have their second head offices in this global city. It's a city of opportunities, and Illinois Tech always strives to make the best for your child, as we offer the best return on investment for the parents and the children. By saying that, I would now take an opportunity to actually thank Captain Roy, Mrs. Uma, and Mr. Vaidya for being patient enough to handle so many questions from our other parents. If any of you parents would be interested in, there's just one more question that we can take, which none of them asked, but Mr. Boban is asking, what about the climate and the preparation required? I can frankly tell you the climate is very harsh, but I will leave it for the parents to answer this.
Yes, it is a windy city. It can be harsh in winter. It can go to -30, -25 degrees, and in the summer it can go to about 35 degrees positive. So the climate is very harsh. When it is summer, it is completely summer, and when it is winter, it is as good as a Russian winter basically. Absolutely. And the temperature in Chicago in the winters are chilly. I mean, because of the wind, the chill effects are more. So during the winter, the exposure outside should be reduced. I remember the first winter was very bad for Lavanya, and she was in the hostel for about 6 to 7 days locked up. I mean, all the students were locked up. The college was shut down and everything. But it is bearable. It's not unbearable or something. You have to be a bit careful with that. But Chicago, the temperatures are bit harsh. It is not so pleasant like Europe or other American places actually. Yeah.
But while
what I would like to add is,
yeah, go ahead.
What I would like is it's basically adaptability on the part of your child.
Yes.
Our children are still young and they adapt to any kind of situations, be it climate-wise. So more or less within 2 to 3 months they will get acclimatized. So parents don't have to worry about it. Only make sure your child has enough clothes, warm clothes, and as the situation demands, and just stay away from the cold if you're not very used to it. Rest of the thing they will soon get acclimatized. There's no reason of worry.
Also, the other thing is when the student lands right now in the month of August, it's very pleasant, very welcoming, and the students have the coming 3 months for them to acclimatize to the situation. Chicago is called the Windy City, so make sure you expect a lot of wind from coming from the Lake Michigan side towards the campus. It's also a great place to live. Winters are very harsh, so I'm sure But one suggestion is, do not carry any kind of winter clothing from here itself. You will unnecessarily increase the baggage for your child, and that's absolutely useless while the student is in Chicago. There are a lot of offers in the market in Chicago, especially this time, and ideally the student can buy protective winter clothing from the campus while they are in campus itself.
Thanksgiving is the time they get a lot of things, basically.
And also Black Friday.
Black Friday, yeah.
Those sales are very to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And just one last question. I think this is a concern that Mrs. Mahalakshmi has. We understand that the crime rate is high. Well, crime rate is high everywhere. That's high in Mumbai. That's high in Delhi. In India too, we have it. But her question is, hope, safety and security are not compromised. Ma'am, we already spoke. I do not know if you have seen it or not. We have a Department of Public Safety, and all the parents here have watched for the performance of the Public Safety Department. Crime is there everywhere around the world, but ensuring that our students are safe enough is our topmost priority, and we take care of it. Any of the parents would like to say anything about it?
Definitely. When your child is going to Illinois Tech, no need not worry. They will take care of all the aspects. Only as said by my lady, that whenever your child goes out, make sure they go out in groups, stay away from dark areas, and more or less they will be quite safe. There's no need of any worry. Chicago itself is a very, very safe indeed. And as I said before, I'm repeating myself, don't go on those Hollywood movies where they show things they should not be showing.
Absolutely. Very right.
Yeah, very right. Misadventure is the word I used.
That's right.
Yes, misadventure.
Don't do any misadventure. I mean, be a normal citizen, do your job, do your studies, enjoy your life, come back. But then if you try to do a misadventure outside the campus, I mean, anything can happen. I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's the end of the session. And for the benefit of the parents and students, we have universities' own offices in Mumbai, Chennai, and Bangalore. Please take a note of the number here. 9172284657 is our number. You can reach us on that number, or you can directly write to me on india@iit.edu. We will always be happy to assist you, and we actually look forward to welcoming your child on our global campus very, very soon. And we wish all the students a very bright future, just like our alumni who are world-renowned. In India also, we have over 650 very well-renowned alumni, the likes of Jamshed Godrej, chairman of Godrej Industries, Sanjay Kirloskar, managing director of Kirloskar Industries, N. Srinivasan, not so popular at this moment, but the managing director of India Cements and the owner of Chennai Super Kings. And we have G.V. Prasad, who is again the chairman of Dr. Reddy Labs. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, he is the current member of the Parliament, MP, State Minister in Modi's cabinet, and he was also instrumental in he was a part of the invention team of Pentium chip. And we have Rohit Prasad, who is also the inventor of Alexa. He's the vice president and the chief scientist at Amazon. So a lot of people like this who've come, studied at Illinois Tech, and have made it very, very big. Why I'm saying this to all the parents is a few years later, once your son or daughter graduates, they're going to share the same alumni status with the likes of a Jamshed Godrej or a Marty Cooper, who invented the cell phone. Having said that, at any point, you can always reach us on these numbers. And I immensely thank Captain Roy, Mr. Vaidya, and Mrs. Uma Rajgopalan to come here and patiently answer the questions of all the parents. You've been a wonderful interactive audience, all of you. You've been listening to the advices given by all the speakers. And I thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here
Thanks,
we also
everybody.
bye. We also thank everybody. And here I would just want to tell all the parents, don't worry at all. Mr. Sri Kumar is there, and he will take care of everything in Illinois.
I will second that one. Any worries or anything, just direct it to Mr. Sri Kumar, who will solve them immediately.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And
thank you, Sri Kumar.
yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.